All right, my clock says 7 o'clock. Welcome. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So my name is Rob Luce, and I am one of the band directors here at, here at the high school, but at Solon Middle School, along with my colleague, Mr. Malden. We teach 7th grade band, we teach 8th grade band, and we teach high school band. We have a couple of people that help us out along the way. Mr. Siebert's running around here somewhere, fixing instruments and helping us out. Miss Deline, you all remember her. She still helps out, 5th, 6th. And then Mr. McDougall is the other member of the band staff that kind of puts us all together. So anyway, we've got a great show for you tonight. I'm excited because 7th grade parents, other than the ice cream social thing where it's outside and kind of hard to hear over the kids cackling on the playground, this is your first time in a concert setting being able to hear the 8th graders when you get a chance. And this is the first time the 7th graders have got to hear the 8th graders play, other than that outdoor concert. So I'm really looking forward to you 7th grade parents hearing the growth and kind of give you an expectation of what's going to happen moving forward with these guys. They're playing wonderfully, but you get to hear the 8th grade. And what's nice for 8th grade parents is they kind of wax nostalgia and like, oh yeah, I remember when that's kind of good. Or, oh my gosh, those kids are playing really well. I hope my kid lives up to it. Anyway, so that's kind of the beautiful thing about having 7th and 8th together, so you get to hear both groups, both levels. All right, so enough of me talking, but I'm gonna get all the talking out of the way now. Special shout out, I'm gonna thank everybody now so I don't forget at the end. Mr. Ferenzi and production tech staff and SE television, TV, thank you. This will be available online, so it's awesome what they do. Mr. Ferenzi has just a whole crew of people that there's people on cameras. I see a camera live there. There's one back there. But anyway, this will be available, so if there's people that can't come tonight, I'll put on the website, I'll put where, like if someone's out of town, they can see it and everything. But it's a special shout out to Mr. Ferenzi and all the people behind the scenes that help make the production work. So thank you, Mr. Ferenzi. Okay. Special thank you also to the Solon music parents. By the way, you are all members. If you have a child that's in either of these bands, you're already a member, which is really cool. We meet the first Tuesday of each month, and there's no dues to be in it. It's an important group. If you bought any concessions at a football game or any of the outdoor sporting events, you bought from a music parent. So it's a great thing. Get involved. We've got some fundraisers and stuff coming up. There were some slides beforehand. There's a pie sale is it done, Mr. Malden, or is it still going on? It's over already? Shoot, if you didn't get a pie, oh well, you lose. We might have extras. But anyway, all kinds of cool things. But SMP, solonmusicparents.org, if you want to check that out. Please, we always could use volunteers and help for things. The last thank you is, I believe Ms. Chin is here, Mr. Campbell. Our administrators are so supportive and help us out. So I can't thank them enough for their help, and also our Board of Education for purchasing most of the instruments that the kids are playing, the ones that the music parents didn't, the board did. So thank you. We could not do this without all of that help. So thank you, everyone who helps us out. Thank you, thank you. And now you won't hear my voice the rest of the night.
So we suffered quite a loss in the music education world recently. The composer of this next piece, this is entitled Lullaby for Band. His name is Robert W. Smith, has been one of our favorite composers for many, many years. I remember playing some of his music when I first started my career as a music educator about 32 years ago. And yes, I'm that old. But yeah, Robert W. Smith has been an icon in music composition for young bands, older bands, colleges, and professional bands. And he suffered an untimely death just about a month and a half ago. So for this concert, we're going to dedicate this piece, Lullaby for Band, to his memory. And when we do the high school concert, at the beginning of next month, each one of the high school bands will be playing a piece that he's written. So we're going to be dedicating some of our performance to his memory. So this is Lullaby for Band. This is by Robert W. Smith. So it looks like we have a technical issue with an instrument back there. So I'll talk a little bit about the next piece. It's called Dr. Rhythm. Somebody wanted me to say Dr. Rhythm, Dr. Rhythm, by Chris Bernotas. And it is a really fun piece that we learned really quickly. They learned this really quickly. And what I like about it is on the PhD level, it has a lot of cowbell. So Dr. Rhythm with a lot of cowbell. Hey, we got two cowbells. You got two cowbells? Two? All right. So it's not just Mr. Rhythm. That's one cowbell. This guy went to graduate school a little bit longer. Two cowbells, Dr. Rhythm. So when you guys watch this later on YouTube, I hope we had a good shot of the doctors back there playing it. They were grooving back there. Man, oh man, they're having a good time. That's what it's all about. So the last piece we're going to play before we bring the 8th grade band up is called Swahili Folk Hymn. And it is based on a Swahili tune called, I'm going to pronounce this correctly, Bwana Awabariki. Bwana Awabariki. And the original lyrics were something about may God grant you a blessing, revere the Lord. But later, as it has turned into something that's more secular, it's now thanks to our teachers, or peace to all nations in its translation. And it features some nice, really cool African-style percussion, and each section is going to be featured in a little soli part near the end. So we hope you enjoy Swahili Folk Hymn. Now, I did tell the 8th grade band this. There's a few things on the checklist for a middle school concert. Step 1, come to the concert looking good. Check. Step 2, do a fine performance. We're getting there. It's a check so far. Step 3 for the 7th graders is what? be good. A good audience, be good listeners. So I'll tell them later about that if they got to check on that. 8th grade, check 1, check 2, and now then you got to come up here and get your 3rd check. So here comes Swahili folk hymn. Here's the 8th grade band with Arch of Triumph, which is from Arc de Triomphe de l'Étoile, which is like one of the most famous structures in Paris, France. This is a really nice arch. I don't know what its function was, but it's really cool looking, I hear. At least it is in the picture. So this is Arch of Triumph, a march in the French style.
Sweat dreams on the luckily Mr. Frenzy fixed it. It happens. That's why you have friends double check. Hi, my voice again, sorry. We're just tuning a timpani. So this next tune is Sweet Dreams. It's a really cool piece by Tyler Grant. It's just, it's neat. Well, when you listen to it, this is one of those, this type of music is a type that it's supposed to represent something. In this case, it's like dream sequence, and it's pretty cool. It's got some etherealness to it, but you can definitely tell that there's a dream, and it goes off to a different dream, and he does a phenomenal job. He's like way young. He's born in '95, and dude's amazing. So we're gonna play a lot more of his stuff before I retire. But anyway, we're tuned now. So this is Sweet Dreams. All right, while we're transitioning to the next song, teachable moment. The appropriate time to clap and start applaud during a concert. And part of it is you guys haven't had a chance to be an audience with COVID and everything and protocols. So it's new to you, so you don't know. So this is a chance to learn. The applause does not start until the conductor's hands come down. Okay? Because you never know. That had a couple, can't really call them false endings, but there's a couple moments in there. So just public service announcement. The appropriate time to clap is once the conductor's hands come down, because that way we know it's over. We've presented our ideas to you. So thank you. They played beautifully. And you wanted to clap because there were so many cool things happening, but just so you know, the appropriate time to clap is after the hands come down.
One of the things that we love about being teachers is the fact that we are lifelong learners as well. So we had a student teacher, about 8 years ago, who came and brought knowledge of this composer that we hadn't heard before. Her name is Todd Stalter. And she said, have you guys ever heard of Todd Stalter? I was like, no, I've never heard of him. He must be bad. So I started listening to his music, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So this may be the first Todd Stalter piece that we ordered called Counterbalance. It's really cool. It's really like energetic and angry, and then it gets really sweet. It's very cinematic in nature, like you feel like you're in some kind of Disney movie for a little while. So find out where the pretty princess is, and find out where the ogre is, and all of that stuff. I'm not saying it's like Shrek, but that's the best reference I can give you. So here's Counterbalance by Todd Stalter. Doesn't sound anything like that.
Our last piece, if you have a senior in high school right now, they played this when they were in 8th grade, right before the COVID shutdown. So this hasn't been played since COVID, but it's really cool. You'll recognize the melodies. This is a very, very famous operetta. Thank you so much. Be safe as you exit, especially the parking lot. It's dark out. Please be careful. The 6th grade is going to use sorry, 8th grade, the old kids. Sorry, I had 17 years at Orchard, so I still say the young kids are, yeah, anyway. The older kids are going to go out those doors that way to get to their stuff. The 7th grade is going to go that way to get their stuff. If you were smart, you have your kid's case with you already. They can meet you there. You go out that way. But thank you again for coming out tonight, being a great audience. Nice job, kids, and we'll see you tomorrow.